Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello, hello. I was having technical difficulties. I was trying to get my doggone camera to connect right. I'm like, oops, I didn't connect the right thing. So let me look and see
One
if I
of
can get
those days.
this other camera connected really quick. Sorry about that. I was like, oops, my bad. But welcome everybody. Jessica, why don't you go ahead and do your intro, and I'll work on getting my camera fixed, and then I'll come back and do my intro real quick.
Oh, yes, definitely. Welcome, everyone. As you guys know, I am Jessica Richardson. I have a background in real estate before I did get into NFTs. Been doing NFTs now over about a year or so. First NFT was Crypto Kitties. Also have the family involved in NFTs, and my daughter's doing some 3D art. Kids investing in NFTs and just exposing themselves. Also in the crypto space and coins. So definitely an all family thing. Sisters and brothers, we have chats and group chats trying to make sure the families staying well informed. And so we're definitely here to get you guys educated on this NFT market space, especially a lot of businesses are going to be getting into it. And so we want to get you a fresh start. And since we've taken the time to educate ourselves and really, do some investigating, take some positions in a lot of the different type of NFTs and things like that to know how the community and things like that work. So yes, I am Jessica Richardson, and that's just a little bit about me.
And I am T.I. the Kid. I'm sorry, my camera thing was messing up this morning, but welcome to everybody this morning. Glad you guys are here with us. It may be afternoon time for you, but welcome again. Glad you guys are a part of coming to come and see who we are. Just a little bit about me. We, like my sister was saying a little earlier, definitely have been in the NFT space for some time now, a little over a year, and I think it's doing very well for us. And so we're super excited that again that you guys are here. I'm happily married to my husband George, and then have two beautiful, beautiful children. And I'm kids. I'm young adults, should I say? Because I mean, one has graduated already from college, but Majesty and Miles, and so we're truly, truly blessed. And so again, thank you all for hopping on with us, and we're here to share with you things that we know about the NFT space. Not to say that we know everything, but what we do know, we're definitely willing to share with you all. Because, like I said, I think it's super, super exciting where this NFT space is going. I think there's so much opportunity if you take the time to learn about the NFT space. I'll say that again. I think there's so much opportunity if you take the time to learn about the NFT space. If you're someone you're like, well, hey, you know what? It's really not for me. Okay, by all means, no problem. Thank you for joining. It's been nice. Appreciate you and everything. But we are here to stay for some time. We're not going nowhere. Until they make us leave, we ain't going nowhere. So again, let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and share my screen real quick for you all, and then we'll get started with what we can talk about. Okay, boom. I think we got the right setting there. My screen should be full. Okay, I know some of y'all this morning, we was talking about everybody's been on the VeVe thing. And again, it's one of those scenarios where, yes, VeVe has been selling out like extremely, extremely fast. But that is like part of it. I was very grateful this morning. I actually got two of the comics. I don't even know how I got two of the comics. Just I think you were saying earlier, you were like, by the time I clicked, it was like over again.
Yeah, it had a delayed timer. It was about a 15, 20-second delayed timer, and the time the timer came back, it was sold out.
Yep, yep. I tried to. I was like, let me see if it's gonna let me buy anything. Okay, I was like, oh, I got one. And I was like, I went right back. I was like, oh, it said, that did. I posted over here on the Facebook group a little earlier. I was like, okay, we posted about the VeVe drop, and then I was like, well. I ended up I got a secret rare again today. I was like, let's go. I don't know how, but I'm like, I'm grateful. I'm
Another
like, thank you,
win.
Lord. So I did get a secret rare today, so that was pretty awesome. Again, like we know when we're talking about some of these drops, the when you're talking about VeVe, this was a $7 drop. $6.99, and you just don't know. For the new people, sometimes you just don't know which one you're going to get, so it's all random. You just pay $6.99, and they end up dropping one of these into your wallets, and that's why I didn't post right away. It was like, you got to wait a little while, and what the goal is like when you're looking at your screen, you're trying to figure out, do they still have secret rare? Because you can see the count when the count's going down on the particular app. And I was like, well, I still see that there's a few secret rares and a few of the ultra rares still available. But once they're gone, you pretty much guarantee you're going to get a common. So I know even with the commons now, the commons they're not, your people who are going in and doing these as flips, they're at least doubling their money. And I say this, I know even you're like, well, it's $6.99, so they're gonna make $15. Well, yeah, okay, that's fine. But I'm not trying to double nothing right now. I'm trying to see where these bad boys gonna go
That's
after
right. With
all.
time.
Yep, with time. So again, I think these are real. If you're new and you're trying to find some things to get into, these are definitely going to be some of the things that you want to try to get into. They have so much that they're trying to do over here on VeVe. It's just so much, and it's just starting with what they're trying to do on this particular space. Don't get discouraged if you don't get one. Trust me, as I think we say it every time, Jessica. If you don't get this one, trust me, there's going to be another one that you're not going to get. Also, it's just part
And
of being
another
here.
one.
It's another one and another one. We promise you. So
That's right.
if you can't get your feelings hurt, NFTs won't be for you. They literally won't be for you. But again, that's the VeVe drop. So again, so if you don't feel also feel, don't think that you can't go back and buy some of these from the open market. If you're still looking to collect some of these, I like, for me, because you used to be able to get 5, sometimes 10 of these on a drop. Those aren't happening anymore. So now you're going to have to go back into the open marketplace and buy some of these. So I'll probably definitely go back and buy some of these within the marketplace, because again, you want to try to for us. I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but for us. So anything we're saying, we know definitely is not financial advice. We are simply here to try to give you what we know. But for us, we're looking to, even if we have to go back on open market and buy some of these items, because there'll be a long-term hold for us in the NFT space, and who knows what they can turn into just
That's
by
right.
investing. Yeah. So, okay, so that's again that. We'll go to this one here.
Oh yeah, so this is another NFT that's going to be getting dropped by Tiger Woods. The DraftKings, one of the other autograph that's by Tom Brady. He also released Tiger Woods is releasing his NFT now on the 28th of September, and so it's going to be the same aspect. You're going to get Discord at you're going to be able to get to a private Discord. Future drops you'll be entitled to as well. And so a lot of the athletes are choosing to come to the platform that Tom Brady did co-found on the autograph. So if you haven't started off or have any NFTs, you can still come over there, use your debit card, you buy one of the one that's $12. I know I even got a Tom Brady. It was $12, but I got number 29. So I'm going to try to definitely sell that for a higher value. But it doesn't matter at what price point you do come in at. Some of them will be signed, autographed from Tiger Woods, just like the previous Simone and other athletes that have launched. So what you do want to do, just take some time if you want to invest in the autograph or invest in an NFT where you do have an athlete that you may like and follow. You can go ahead and go over there and sign up and use your debit card and purchase some of those coming up here on the 28th. And each series will have, or each one will have a different count on it. So just pay attention to that. And if you are interested in some of the athletes that have also dropped over on the DraftKings marketplace, you can also go back and still find some of those at the price that maybe they dropped at.
So yeah, the marketplace is, it's gonna, if you're in the NFT space, it's going to be one of your friends that you'll learn a lot about. You won't get everything and be able to mint it at the price or get it at the drop. Figure out where their marketplace and get good at using that particular site, the part of their site,
Right.
because that's where you're gonna get some of your stuff is the marketplace after the fact. Okay, so that's gonna be cool. I think again, when we keep talking about all these people who are coming into the space, it's like, what's all the people who say this is a scam? Again, here's another reason. Tiger Woods gonna scam. Okay, that's fine. You can stay over on the side over there where you're saying it's a scam. By all means, you can stay there. But nah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the scam and keep buying my stuff, and we'll see
That's
how this goes next year sometime. It's this. Okay. All right, and just I know Nick and I had talked about this a little earlier yesterday morning, and we had actually talked about it early sometime. But Nick actually reached out to me on this one too. But I'll let you talk about this a little bit too.
Oh yes, over the weekend, I was noticing some tweets and stuff. People were coming out. So it was starting off with Bored Apes. They then did allow the only one or anyone that even World of Women to come in and mint. He did turn it off at a certain time by stopping the mint count because I think he started off not realizing how overwhelmed or how many people were going to actually be trying to get those access to those. They are derivatives, so if you did have a Bored Ape in your wallet or owned a World of Women or any other, it could have been the penguins, anything. You did get a derivative of that NFT of that shoe, and some of those are going to be also you'll see them on OpenSea. I'm not sure what they're selling for currently. We'll go over that, but it did only cost you about I think it was about maybe $200 or so for you to get your derivative. And sometimes the only way to get for you to get an piece from a Bored Ape or another item that's really high up is by getting a derivative from an artist that has created it. And so this artist did specifically come out. They are dropping little hints like, is it just going to be an NFT? Will you be able to do a physical someday? And so people don't realize, just like when we're going to go over to Trevor Jones, you're buying these NFTs not really realizing what can be built into them. Since it's an NFT, you can always add another utility into them. So it could start off as just a derivative for the Bored Ape, but they may also add to their site that you can come down, get a physical for that item. So also when you're signing up for some of these and doing the derivatives, you want to make sure you know what you're giving your ape access to. Like if he's going to be able to sell that shoe from with your ape on it, or is it just going to be solely yours? And it may not matter to you, and it may. So know with some of those derivatives what you are giving away with allowing that artist to also sell them.
Just by was anyone, if you guys don't mind even putting in the chat, has anyone been able to get any of these particular shoes? Because again, I think when I went over and looked at it, if you can put either one or something even in the chat, if you've been able to go on and do some of these things, I think there's benefits in doing them. These are some of the ones that have been created on OpenSea. So if you did get some of these, again, like it's based off of your particular item that you may have. So here's one here. This is the only one that's here. This is the Kennel High one. Trying to see this must be that's a cool one. That's the Cats one, but I'll click on, that's another Owen one. So I'll just show you what these are kind of looking like right now. So these are $539. That's actually pretty cool. So this was the actual picture of that. Let me just make it so I can blow it up. This was probably the actual picture of the person that owned this one, and then this is the actual shoe that they ended up creating on this one. So I think a lot of people who are artists are trying to be very creative on finding other avenues, because sometimes it will cost you, a little bit as far as getting your name out there. I think it's actually a good thing. Good point. I'm going to say. I think it's very important. When you're starting to look at as a new artist or something on here, new artists putting this information, giving this stuff away. Sometimes it takes you being able to give some things away, but once you've given some things away, then you're already on the map. If you have Bored Ape people who are talking about you, it's a great business. I mean, especially a tip. If you're someone who's new and you're looking to try to get yourself out there, figure out some ways to be creative on giving away some items. These are the dogs that you were gifted. these were an airdrop. So I think we
Bored Ape Kennel. That's it. Our Bored Kennel Club.
Yeah, the Kennel Clubs. So these were airdrops. So these little pictures right here are probably, I don't even know if I haven't checked the prices lately. I think the airdrops are $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 easy, depending on which dog you have. And so again, here's some of the dogs, that you might have gotten as an airdrop. This person decides to come in and create create an NFT for you, and it gets their name out there. It's a brilliant move. So again, hint, if you're looking to create NFTs, start trying to tie in with some of the big name people, Bored Apes, meet the Me Bits, all of those different groups that have a lot of, they actually have, not everybody has a lot of money, but they have quite a bit of money and quite a people who are invested in that. So make sure you're trying to be creative on some of the things that you're trying to do if this is something that you're thinking about doing.
Yeah, and as it relates to that, like pay attention to, like she's saying, who's talking about them. What groups, if it's Board Ape members, what other groups that may be out there that also talking about them, like they incorporated Only One, they've incorporated the World of Women, and so just see who's talking about them, and a lot of that's been done on Twitter. So paying attention to things like that is really important.
Yep, those are mutant apes. So again, pretty cool stuff that they're creating, and like I said, they are either gifted in what they're doing. So again, make sure, another tip for you. But again, as far as some of these people are getting it, like let's so hypothetically, they it might have cost them, I think at 0.05, they would probably have less than $200. Let's say that this person is trying to go on here and sell this particular item for, they're trying to make some money off of something they got, which is what people are doing in the NFT space. So it's not a knock on them at all. It's just one of those scenarios where if you're participating within the discourse, you're participating, with some of the groups that are coming out there that are doing some things, then you'll find out that, hey, I need to go collect this particular airdrop. And we'll also talk about another one of the airdrops to make sure you guys have claimed that. So I think there's some of you that are on here that might even own some of those items. So again, those are different things that are going on. So pay attention to these things. There was a waiting list. Let me go back one more step real quick. Right here. If like she said, whoever this artist is, they probably got overwhelmed. You can go on here and connect your information if you'd like, and get on the email, put your email address in there. And then once, if they open it back up, if they decide to open it back up, then you'll be able to get connected and get your pair claimed. So a lot of different items on here that you can actually claim for this particular project. All right, so that's that one. All righty, Jessica, let's go on this one.
Yeah. Sorare, yes, they have been coming out. They've raised some major money, about almost $700 million for their platform. It is going to be the soccer currently that's going on, football. So with this one, when you're seeing companies that's raising $600 million for a platform, this one did come out even sometime last year. And so I do have a rare card, because we were also involved in some boxes and stuff that we did get some cards with. I did also buy some cards, but I don't know players like that. But if you do happen to know your soccer or your football, make sure that you're coming over here and checking out the Sorare platform. They are selling some cards because, Messi did change teams and things like that. So some cards are going to be more valuable than others, of course, depending on teams and when you played for them. So if you have any type of history of soccer, or if you want to do some research and looking at some of those players, this is going to be one of the platforms that is definitely going to be around to stay. All the money that they do have poured into it, and they continue to build out on it. You can come over here. Each team will have a token. With those tokens, you are able to go in and get certain fanware, have voting rights. So the tokens do have utility themselves. So there's also cards. But like I said, if you do some more research into it, you'll be able to find the token. Some of the tokens are doing really well for the teams. It just depends on probably the team that you are going to choose to buy that token in. But they do have collectible trading cards. And so if you have time, you can come over here, check out the Sorare platform, especially since they've been announcing a lot of the money that they have now backing it. And I think you have. Oh yeah, see, so here it is. It's raised $680 million. This was an article that just came out last night or early this morning. So they have a high valuation. You see the 4.3 billion. They're up there definitely with like NBA Top Shots and stuff. But this is one of the highest seed funds or fundraisers since, I think, in the blockchain for the platforms. I'll double check that. But if not, it's probably the second closest highest to it, if it's not the first. But pay attention to things like this when there's all this money getting poured into the platforms. You'll definitely realize why sports may not, even the sport here. It is something that you do watch here, but other places as well, investing in other platforms that don't have to do or that are not maybe big in the U.S. is something. But pay attention to Sorare. Things like this are letting you know that platform is here to stay. And
I agree. And like I said, when you start seeing that B at the end of the money, that mean they're really not playing. I don't think they're going nowhere after raising $4.3 billion. If they raise $680 million just in this last round, I think that's huge. Again, we haven't bought as many of these as we probably should have, and we've been looking at these for some
mhm.
time. So it is one of the ones as far as when you are in NFT space, sometimes you're going to miss some things. But then when you start seeing things that are still coming, that doesn't mean you don't go back and visit those and go back and start getting invested in some of those. Because again, if you did get invested in some of these when we first started talking about these, then you're sitting very pretty. It's almost as if like you have some of the NBA top shots, how we're in the top 1%, 0.1% of the NBA top shot. This is the same thing. This is a scenario where you can be that same person. If you invested in these particular cards early on and you have those cards, you're gonna be sitting pretty as more money continues to come into here. I think there was the other. We also had another article in here. Just to mention this a little about Messi. He can play soccer. I don't know if y'all know that, but Messi is pretty good. So, but when you start looking at cards, starting to sell for $11,000. Okay, there's more action, more traction coming over here on some of these cards. So people who missed them, like we didn't get all of the ones we should have probably gotten. Jessica, I promise you, Jessica got way more than me on this one, but I didn't get as many as she has. But it's good.
like
It's really good.
yeah, like you said, they only paid $11 for this card, and two now have already sold for like 3,300. And then we did have another. I don't think the article's up, but another one has sold higher than that, I believe now. So, but if like Messi, this is his first card, I guess, with this team here now since he's been traded. So if you know things like that are no trading side to that may be coming with a player, you can really start making some money by just going over there and buying that player's card
Yeah.
and being early to the platform. It's been his first this with his first team here, and then the platform being the first of its kind. You're really looking at it's a lot of money. Even they paying this 3,300 is nothing compared to it. If you look at NBA Top Shots, some of those cards are selling for 100,000, 30,000, 10,000. That's nothing still what they paid. They feel like that's a winning card no matter what.
No matter what. Especially depending on what price you pay for it. You only paid like how many dollars for that? That's about how them VeVe comic books. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know we paid that. That's why you can't it's like I'm not your tax advisor, but I'm holding my stuff. I'm like I can't
Yeah.
pay them kind of taxes on that item. Not that quick.
Not that bad.
Let it breathe a little bit. So, but again, I think this is another one of those platforms. Definitely check it out. Definitely go on there and see because we don't know all the soccer people. I told y'all on the NBA Top Shot, we'd be like, oh, that guy was cute or that one was cute. Let's buy that. We used to buy the actual cards back in the day when you growing up, like give
Oh
me that card. He was
man.
cute. Oh, he's cute.
No player.
Now you can use Google and search to see who the top players are and so forth. So that's another thing as far as if you don't know anything about soccer, that's probably one of the things I'm gonna have to do is go back to Google or ask my son, like, who are the top players, or how do I Google the top players in soccer right now? And then from there you'll be completely fine on figuring out who you can buy for those particular cards. All right, but that's a good one. So money is coming into this particular project. All right, so that's that one. Okay, just remember, we talked about this a little bit of time ago as far as the Utah Jazz. Remember, they had their thing where their virtual locker room. You'll be able to go in. I think it's in October. There's going to be down here October where you're going to be able to go in with your if there were certain tiers that you could buy on this particular drop. One came with the VR goggles. The other one was like, okay, you didn't get the goggles. I have the goggles, so I ended up buying buying a couple, two of these, one or two of these. I think my daughter has one. But you'll actually get to go on and talk to the owner, at the end of the thing that they're going to do. So I'm like, okay, it's interesting. I think it's one of those ones as far as, when you start seeing again another sports team trying to get involved with certain things to make it more of a experience for their people who want to come to the games and so forth. I think that's huge. So October the 8th. So if you own this particular NFT, October 8th, make sure you put that on your calendar. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting on the sideline and not going to get any information. But I think it's going to be cool. I'm just wondering what else they might offer for the first people who are able to get this particular thing. I'm just wondering if there's going to be bonuses for doing that, for taking the plunge.
That's right. And like I say, a lot of people are trying to, the teams and stuff are trying to create experiences for you. So it's going to start as this. You never know what will be added to that, the benefit of an NFT building into it continuously. So it is about the experience on a lot of these.
It is experience. Experience. Even if you know, I know we haven't talked about land for a while. We'll get back to talking about land too. But the same thing, even with whether you're in Sandbox, Decentraland, or any of those land, even crypto voxels. As far as being able to go in and use your land in certain ways for the experience to make money, it's going to be important. And we'll get back to talking about land too. We haven't talked about that in a while. But if you did buy some of these, so here's again the tier 2 ones. The floor right now is 1.29. So I think the price of these originally were about $700 or $800 if I remember correctly when they first dropped. They had a couple of tiers. The other tier was a little higher, but tier 2 is currently people who are trying to sell them are selling them for 1.29. Doesn't mean that they're going to sell for 1.29. Let's be real clear. But at the same time, that is what people are asking for some of these. So you do see some listings that some people who have those for sale. So do some research on that if that's something that interests you, or if you're a Utah Jazz fan or anything like that. Make sure you're checking this one out because I got one. So that'll be interesting. Okay. All right. Next thing, the space punks. I think some of you all might have bought some of the space punks. So remember, if you have bought some of the space punks, they remember you're going to definitely need to also go into their Discord group. And if you have not bought one of these, do some research on this before you do invest in these particular things. I think we ended up getting ours on the mint when they were available to mint these. Couple things that I did like that's come out. So again, follow them in their Discord. This staking thing. So if you do have the space punks, and you also, I think it was a Dino thing that came with it. Make sure you come in here and you can check out how much you're going to be able to get for that particular. If you decide to stake yours, I thought it was pretty interesting. So I mean, literally, if I go in here, let's just click the calculator real quick, and I'm just going to punch in any number. If this is your number, I'm sorry, I'm just punching in any number. 4,537. That sounded interesting. Okay. This is what this shows, and I don't even know who this one who it is. I have no idea. Okay, but this is what I thought was pretty interesting as far as if you own this particular item, and you have to own both of them. If you went on here, the daily earnings for staking the pair was $41.38. I was like, okay, that's interesting. You're gonna pay me like $41 to stake these bad boys. Now, granted, remember when you're staking, you're not able to sell these particular items. But I started calculating in my brain, and I was like, okay, this is like that pajama money again, where you like sleep, and it's like, okay, that's $41. That's $41 a day. Okay, that's fine. Just for me holding them in my wallet. In 2 weeks, so if you go right here, staking period was for 14 days. Now, granted, I'm not the person to tell you as far as how their staking is going to work, if it's going to stay there at this particular number, or if it's going to go down a little bit lower. I'm not the company, so if you want to, you can definitely ask them in Discord. But as of right now, the way they have the staking calculator, it shows in every 14 days you're going to make $578 for staking these two particular items. My brain really started calculating. I was like, how many do you need? How many do you need to make the residual money to go back up a little higher? And how long y'all going to be offering this particular staking? So this is another one of those things we talk about all the time, as far as NFTs are just not NFTs. When you're getting into some of the projects, sometimes they're more than just NFTs.
That's right. And even with, like you're saying, like when we got into this, we could have got in more. We just didn't know what it was going to be. Sometimes you're finding these projects way too early. You don't know what it's going to turn out to be. And so you really just risk your own money versus someone else's money. So we didn't even, when they came out, they're probably like 150. You could have bought 10 of them or something and been easy, but only got a couple. We didn't know, like you said, he's trying to catch so many projects and you don't know. And so as she's going over it and she's talking about it, you do have to match these dinos, and your space punk would have to match. So don't just go over to OpenSea and start purchasing. If you're going to go over there, you're going to look for bundles and things like that, and make sure that the space punk would match the space dino if that is something that you're going to do. There is going to be like the first, right now, only 2,000 of them that they're going to allow, but they do plan on allowing all of them to be able to stake at some point. So you're still early in the project. It's last month that it did come out, but you do want to take your time to invest, look into it, research it, and see if it's something that's interesting to you. Because like she's saying, this is like just making money by staking them, holding them in another place. So really valuable.
And if you're new, again, you definitely want to understand what staking is, because again, you can't really sell them at that time. But if I just go over here, even to Space Punks, that way you guys can see what she was also talking about. Space Punks right there. Okay. So when she was talking about, making sure that you own both of them, they have to have the same serial number. So right here, here's a little tip. As far as when you're coming on here to buy these, literally you would have to either buy this one at 0.249, which is going to cost you about $721. You also have to go find the doggone little dino people that with the same number 28, which to me, I'm like, okay, that's a risk, because this is just my thought. I thought that if I bought this one and someone happened to be looking at their computer and they knew they had number 28, they know I need number 28 and they're gonna jack the price up on me. So, make sure you're doing it that way. But a better way to do this would simply be to come here. You're on the Space Punks. Just come over here to, instead of doing a single item, do it as a bundle. Do it as a bundle. Okay, so change that to a bundle. And then I still have mine on low to high on here. But you'll see, I'll get a bundle if I buy this particular one here. So if I click this one at 0.45, so now you'll see. So I have this, I have Space Dino 9313, and then I have the other one, the Space Punk, at 9313. It's going to cost me about $1,300. So that's how I would do this particular thing if I were going to be going on after you've done your research and figure out if you want to buy it. Again, you can also always come back to say, okay, this is 9313, come back to 90 here, and you can just see what approximately 9313. Let me see if I can do that. 9313 of what that approximates. So it's about $402, because each one, again, remember, it's based on the rarity of your Space Punk. It's not based on the dino, it's based on the rarity of your Space Punk to give you as far as how much you're going to be getting for that particular item. Okay.
Yeah, and to add to that, like I said, it's going to be the first 2,000. So they did already open the list to register for that. They are supposed to be adding open, but there's no guarantee. You would have to take it just like that. It can be this high right now. It could also drop. So definitely research the NFT and the project yourself. Join the Discord to do that. Join the Twitter. See if you like who's following. See if you like what they're doing in the community, and then make your move to go ahead and see if you want to buy those.
And again, like you said, there's 2,000 for the first one. So don't come over here trying to buy 50 of these and find out that they've closed up the amount that they're letting to come in for staking right now. You do your own research. I'm not telling you to come buy all these. I'll tell you my thoughts. And so that's right there, up to 2,000 pairs allowed right now, and with only matching IDs. Key thing. So don't think you're going to get a deal on another one. Okay, so that's that. Interesting. Like I said, do some research on that particular project. All right, now to the meta key. The meta key. The meta key keeps doing big things. So if you do not own the meta key, we're definitely have been waiting for the next meta key drop. I think this is, Maddie, they're doing some good things at MetaKey. The partnerships that they're creating, I think they're continuing to just get bigger and bigger. We're definitely still waiting on the drop of the next one to come out. There. Remember, I think we've talked. Well, for new people, if you don't know, these are not. I'm not going to say that they're not cheap anymore. These are, I think, I haven't checked MetaKey pricing. We'll finish when I'll finish this one. But if you own all three of the MetaKey, you will be entitled to get the edition for. You get the rest of the editions for free. So that is one benefit of owning all the MetaKeys. But again, the MetaKeys are not. They're
like $30,000-$50,000 to own all of.
Yeah, they're up there. So,
but they started at 0.2.
Yeah.
So that's key, 0.2.
They did start at 0.2. So they are not 0.2 anymore. Two or three or four or five each 0.2. You might find them like that, but you're not gonna find 0.2. So I think that's why everybody's so excited about when these will come out. There's gonna be 5,000 of these that are gonna be coming out. Will they sell out? I think they will, especially as they keep adding some of the partnerships. Again, our golden, where's the one, the artifacts? Oh, the artifacts. We keep talking about the artifact people. We're like, yep. These are going to be bids. So if you own this particular MetaKey, remember you're going to be entitled to mint some of the avatars from artifacts. So that's going to be big on that part.
That's going to be huge. And then I see just we had a question about
Yeah.
seeing flow, but we're going to talk about some flow things tonight. So,
Yep.
but that eternal is big. I would say most things on flow are big. So definitely going to talk about some things on flow tonight. Make
Yep.
sure I don't miss
Flow
any
is.
of those questions.
Yeah, we'll definitely be covering flow because I think flow is doing some big, big, big things,
Yes.
like big things. So don't miss it. Don't sleep on flow either. Okay, so that's let me so just to show you this as far as so right now the floor on these are 5.9, so 17,000. 17,000 for just this one meta key. Again, if you're new, this is not. I'm not telling anybody to come buy $17,000 because they have been as high as up to 20 something. When ETH was up higher, they've been as high as 25 and $30,000 each. So just you can definitely try and wait. For the ones that are coming out at point two, there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to get the one that's at point two. But it's when you're talking about paying 17,000 versus paying 500, well, it's probably about $700 or $800. That's a big difference for a lot of people. So maybe you wait for that one because here again, dog is this one is just about the same price. You know
And
why that is though? Artifacts.
yes,
They get the
the
avatar,
airdrop.
the
Yeah.
airdrop. That's interesting.
The Medicaid, yeah, you get to go and that's exactly why it's like that. It has to meet, well, and even if you think about it, that aspect, it is the cheapest item probably to come over to buy and be able to get the avatar from
Mm-hmm.
Artifact. A lot of them are so high in price, but you will only be entitled to one with this one versus if you did own one of the space strips and you're entitled to three.
Mm-hmm.
Still, it's that is a reason. And even to add to some of these meta keys, if you can't come at this, all the meta keys are going to do the same thing, give you the same access. It's just that these were specific counts and maybe done by a specific artist. And so, even in the crypto space, a lot of people with the first anything and scarcity, they want it, especially when it's entitling you to things that's going on in their Discord with like their you get smart chain access, learning, education, a lot of different things when you do hold on to those keys. So a lot of people won't be selling some of these and they're going to stay high up. But they also, if you do hold one of these, you also want to pay attention to when that next 5,000 comes out. That
Yep.
always can lower the price on these as well. So if you're a long term holder, that's fine. But if you're short term or we're looking just for the right price to sell, you're going to want to pay attention to when that next 5,000 comes out because it will affect your price.
Good point. So again, these are be on the lookout. I think the last time I've heard it's probably in the next week or two that these are going to be coming out. For this next edition of the edition four, for the point two. You see the numbers. You see people who bought these back a few months ago from point two to what was it 17? Was that one? Yeah, to 17,000. Not a bad investment. Not a bad investment at all. Even if you paid $1,000 or $2,000, still not a bad investment at all on these. So continue to do your research on MetaKey. Again, think it's a fantastic project. I think the avatars that they have coming out, even for the MetaKey, is their art graphic stuff is on point. I'm like, they look pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
so,
And I think they
so
want to allow those ones that they're going to give the Meta key holders to have access to the Decentraland and stuff. And like
yeah,
DC Blogger, they have a land there, so been in the game early. So
huge, 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 huge. All right. Speaking of MetaKey, if you own a MetaKey, and like I said, go over and make sure you're part of their Discord because this was an airdrop. That you got for free. I think it cost me. I think gas fee was like $10, $10 or $20, but this was an airdrop that you ended up getting for this particular item from holding the MetaKey. So make sure again if you go in and check, go to MetaKey's Discord and and claim yours because I don't know how long that's going to be going that you'll be able to claim this particular item, but it's just another free item, and if everybody don't claim them, they become more valuable. Okay, very very on point. All right, so that is that one. So claim, claim, claim. If you have not claimed your airdrop for Medikey. There's airdrop for Medikey. All right, that's that. All right, and we were talking about was somebody talking about uh,
slow.
flow earlier? See, it's powered by flow right there.
That's right.
So, So just I'll let you talk about this one too. So I
Oh
know we'll
yeah,
talk
so
about.
as like you said, you're talking about flow. I look at it mostly all things flow. I started back. My first one was a crypto kitty, so I do watch and do a lot of things flow. So this specific platform is launching on flow, and just to say, not everything on flow is going to be gold, but I do pay attention to the platforms that do come out with it. This one, they did launch these Thinker or this current one is like 199, but it's probably it could you maybe even go over to find it on the floor a little lower right now. But they came out about $60 or $70 or so. There's only going to
Mm-hmm.
be 888 of them. They all
Yep.
will also come with airdrops and accessories. And so as we do pay attention to platforms like Solana and things like that, this one is going to be on Flow, but it's also going to be catering to the Chinese market and things like and them specifically. And so if you can come into early and buy some of these at like $68, we did take a risk on some of them. As I say, because you're spreading so many things are coming out, you're just trying to catch some things. And so with this one, it is 888 in total on the avatars. I think you get about 4 or 5 different items in the airdrop. When you do go over there, you can double check that. But for the price of them also being built out on Flow, they also have some other things going on that we'll get into down the line. But pay attention to the platforms that are launching on Flow. And as we know, with avatars and items that have scarcity, a lot of them can become worth some value. So you do see the vanguards. Pay attention to the scarcity, how many items are included in that specific type of item. This one says Vanguard. The one next to it says Hacker. And each one, just like when you're buying anything, will be a different count in it. So
Yeah.
I definitely did. We came over here. We bought some of these items. It is USDT, just like you do. You just send it to their site, or you can connect it with your MetaMask. Tip on that: if you do send it to the site, you will not have the gas fees, but they also won't be automatically connected to your MetaMask wallet. They're going to be going to the Flow wallet when they do launch it, the Blockco wallet, I believe. So you just would have to wait basically. And when we are investing in these, we know it's going to be time. I was not looking to resell mine immediately at all.
Right.
So you can't come over here and find something still at the price at what it did come out.
Yeah. I think it's important. You see that say beta. So this is beta. So this is a risk. This is not. This is not one of the ones we're like, oh yeah, there. This says beta. I think NBA Top Shot still says beta. So again, some of these that are very very new. Us we're like, okay, $68. That's like, oh, how many should we buy? To but again, when we first looked at, it, we're like, okay, 888 items, and they're being powered by Flow. All right, that's not a bad risk. Because like I said, there's some of these other NFTs, that are dropping, that from sites that you may find, like, okay, you don't know nobody. At least the name Flow was attached to it, and you're like, okay, it could be, you don't know. But at the same time, I think it's definitely one of those ones where you want to come in and do some research on this particular site. If this is something that interests you, do some research on this. They have some other things that are available for sale on their site.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally here. I mean, you see they have stuff as low as $9. I've not done any research on these particular things. We were simply, when we came here, we were looking at the ones that had 888. And I think again, Roham from NBA Top Shot had tweeted about it. We were like, "You tweeting about that? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pay a little bit of attention over here." So they got a lot of stuff as far as coming over here and looking at the collectibles, looking at the artwork. You can come in here and see some of the things that they have available for sale. But interesting, do some research on some of these sites. Okay, so that will be that one. All right. Okay, boom, this bad boy. Y'all got 3 hours and 46 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, so it's time. There's a Secure and Boss Logic drop.
Yeah.
Yep. Some of them will be auctioned, and some of them will be open editions, and they're like $300. So you do have to own all 4 of the $300 editions to get a signed edition. But this is another artist coming out with Boss Logic, who's already very established in the NFT market space. So if you are an artist of Shakira or anything like that, you can come over here and get some of the drops that they're going to have today.
Yeah. I think this is going to be, again, it's one of the ones like if you're interested in it, and you can get it. They do have the auction. If you're like, hey, I'm gonna ball out and buy and go to the auction, that's fine. But otherwise, it's gonna cost you a little. Just go in and buy some of the different pieces as those become available. Sales price 1,500 on those. Okay, here's an open limited edition right here. So these are going to be the auction ones up here. So let's be real clear. We see where it says accepting offers, edition of one. That means that's going to cost you a little bit more money. Okay, edition of one. This one right here currently has a bid of there's going to be 10 editions. There must be 10 of those. Have an offer of there are 3,000 so far. Okay, the open limited edition. So to the new people, the open limited edition, unless 200 editions are sold. Oh, that's interesting. All editions will be open for 24 hours unless 200 editions are sold, in which case a 15-minute closing countdown will trigger. Okay, so be ready for the 15-minute countdown trigger, probably. If you don't think you're going to have until tomorrow, once they've sold the 200 editions on these particular, because again, these are going to be open edition, meaning you can come in and buy them. The sales price is going to be $300. If I will probably end up buying all four so that I can get the bonus item of the other one for free. That's just how it normally will work.
She probably didn't even really know who Shakira was yesterday, but she just wants to buy them today.
I had no. I'm not even going front. I have no idea. I was myself. I was like, okay, who is Shakira? Who is this? I was like, oh, Boss Logic. I've seen Boss Logic, but who is the other one? I'm like, I don't have no idea. Yeah. She don't know. Yeah. But yeah, she literally sang a song for me. But I was like, I think everybody else might want. Did everybody else want her picture? I was like, okay, that's fine with me. If that's what NFT space is going, all right, maybe we need to buy these bad boys. But had no idea. But again, when I saw Boss Logic name on here, I know Boss Logic has some other things that have come out. So again, do some research on that. Do some research on Boss Logic. Make sure that's someone you want to be connected with. And if it is, then by all means, you definitely, because we do own Boss Logic art piece already. You guys probably saw some in our intro video. So we own some Boss Logic art pieces already. So again, that's why when we see that name, we're kind of like, okay, he has a great following. It doesn't mean it necessarily that your price of your art may go up drastically. That don't mean anything, but it's still at the same time for me when I'm looking at taking a risk on some items. It's like, okay, who has a great following? If I wanted to sell any of these items, will there be people to buy these particular items? Those are things that we look at when we're looking at some of these art pieces. Okay, so that is one for today. Okay, I think I showed that one. All right, Synergy of Serra. Remember, they are sold out. So if you haven't been buying these the last few months, and they have sold out. I think they've been sold out for a couple of weeks now. But make sure you're coming in here. If you have not done anything with your crates and so forth, make sure you go on here with your on some the reason why we invested in this into some of their crates. And remember, some of the crates started out at $1 a pack, and then they went to like $2 or $3, and they went up to like, was it $10 or $11? Jessica, I think it was.
Yeah, it sold out. The last tier was $11.
$11 a pack, and they sold out. So if you bought them at the $1 and $2 and $3, you did very good. But their doggone graphics is what caught our attention when we first started investing in them in some months ago. We're like, look at the graphics, and they're getting better and better every single time. So if you have not, if you've been over here, make sure if you haven't gone and done some staking of some of your cards, you can definitely, some of your packs, you can definitely still do some of those things as far as gaining some of the fame.
Alpha fame, which will entitle you to certain rarities and different things like that and ticking. So definitely check out that. Or even if your crates are just sitting there, I don't know why you wouldn't have them in Alpha fame. They're sitting on the site already, and so you could just be collecting that. So if you haven't put your crates in there, it's definitely. I'm not going to give you advice, but I have all of my crates.
We do.
It is your choice, yes. Especially because the game hasn't launched yet. You're able to get Alpha Fame, which is going to give you a chance to get more rarities or even like gold frames and things like that. So it's just sitting there. You might as well allow them to be, the crates to be into the Alpha Fame.
Yeah. So again, do some research on these. Again, so even with all the great graphics, just remember, when you're investing in some of these games, they're still developing. Doesn't mean they're going to fully develop. So it is a risk that you're willing to take on some of these particular projects. For us, we're like, okay, when they first started, we're like, how much dollars, a couple dollars a pack? All right, how many should we buy those? All right, let's buy those packs. And as you keep going, when you start seeing games like this, when you can invest in a couple dollars, $10 a pack, you try to buy some of those packs because you never know what those doggone packs are going to turn into. It's literally, it can happen that fast for these particular things. But again, they did tweet about this, as far as They've sold out. They did a big thank you. This was on the 8th. They came back and said, hey, thanks to everyone. They're sold out. Will they have some more things for sale? I pretty much think they probably will. So, but can you be claiming some of that fame token to pay for some of it? I'm hoping that this what's going to work out. Or like you said, like my sister was saying earlier, just maybe we can get some more ultra rare things or something of value for staking those particular things. So again, check out that particular site, just to learn some more information about that one. All right, Superworld.
Superworld.
Superworld is doing some super things.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny because like last year we were buying stadiums and whatnot, and going over to San Francisco getting a basketball, and so they just recently announced that they did a plot sale for specifically to stadiums. We trying to figure out value and how they get evaluations, and but just to show you how things even with time, you don't know what you're investing in. You see a vision, you think you know what they're doing, and then to be validated or then to validate some of the stuff you were doing, it's awesome. So we were invested in Superworld about a year ago, and before with this one, you can come and purchase one of these plots and get a free plot of land with it. They are about point 0.1 right now. Some of these are going to be doing specifically, they want to try to get sports. And like I said, with Superworld, they're going to be creating experiences on it, or augmented reality, and you can purchase it, or people can purchase it. It was set on your land. So there's a lot of different revenue you can create and make with it. But this was the latest thing that they did announce with going ahead and trying to sell stadiums and pieces of stadiums, because I think they even know, well, they know the revenue that's going to be created off of the experiences of these stadiums. You're going to have millions of people in that stadium. If they want to buy that content that was created in that stadium, if the Raiders or somebody wanted to put a floating, it doesn't matter, I don't even know what their mascot is, in there, and they say the fans, go click this and purchase it, you get money because it was generated on your land. So property that has lots of people like that, if you do not know the vision of Superworld, is going to be very valuable, just because of how many people will be able to purchase that content that's on that land.
Yep. That's why we bought them. we know Raider folks spend money. We know the Cowboys spend money. We know Seattle folks spend money. So that's why we
Warriors. We know in San Francisco they had a brand new one over there. It was built now. I just bought. I'm a guess. I know where it's at. I got to show it. Get a little extra.
So I think it's interesting to see that some of these, again, we were originally buying some of these, I don't even think they were $100 at that time, a little over $100 at that. But again, they're selling
$50.
Yeah, it might have been that price at the beginning.
100 with gas back then.
So again, this is, they're definitely doing some things, as far as with Superworld's concerned. So, if you haven't checked out Superworld's site, we're not telling you to go buy the Wimbledon court. We're not saying to go do any of those things, but if you do, you have to fill out their Google form. Still available. You can do that, and that will also again entitle you to one of their free pieces of land. So this is this actual Superworld site right here. So you can literally just come in here and see different properties that you own. You can, I don't know if I'm signed in. I don't think I'm signed in. No, not signed in on this one. Okay, so again, this is one view that you can do. There's several different views that you can do, but again, this is going to be Superworld site as far as you coming on here. And if you wanted to buy particular things, if you know of different things in your area that you want to buy, I mean, I'll be telling people like, okay, I know you want to buy your own house or your own neighborhood, but I'm like, nobody like really.
Who's going to buy that? Yeah, who's going to want it from after you? The next buyer or two of you. Yeah, it's like it's going to be a family plot. It's like it's going to be passed on. So it might be, that's a memory. So it might be that for you.
It might be that. No, I'm trying to buy stuff where I know where people travel to. I'm like, oh, they want to go to. I know they want to go to football games. I know they want to go to basketball games. So how can I tap into some of those different spots? But again, so the floor right now, if you just came on here and you wanted to buy a single plot, it's still 0.1. But remember, 0.1 from some months ago and some years ago is like a different 0.1. So it's now $300 a plot. Okay, so for many of you who bought this, you are already up. Even if you sold yours for 0.1 today, you should be up on the piece of property that you own on this particular game. Okay. All right. Talking about the great artifacts, folks. Again, remember on the space strips. Remember, these are going to continue, or the shoes. If you own any of these particular items, they are not cheap anymore. They're 11.89, which is equivalent to $34,000 right now. So again, some of you guys might have bought these for $1,000, $1,500, no more than $2,000. If you got them on the initial drop, they were $1,500. Uh, that's less than what 6 months ago. It had been 6 months, and they're now $34,000. All right, but again, remember for the artifacts, you're going to be able to get mint the avatars. You should probably be entitled to getting three of those for if you own this particular item. Those bad boys are going to be good. I can't wait.
Yeah, if you can hold off, knowing you can get three of the avatars in the Dutch auction. They're gonna come out at 1 to 3 each. You can just hold off. If you do have a drip, that's where it's at too. So, and then you can sell one of the avatars versus having to sell your drip. That's gonna give you all the avatars or whatever art in the future. So, if you can hold off, and I ain't telling you to walk away from $34,000, but when those avatars come out, they coming out to 1 to 3 each. You rather sell the avatar and still keep the drip for the utility case, and they're gonna continue to build into this too. It's like you don't know what you're selling when you're selling a lot of the stuff you're selling. So you go definitely decide if you're a flipper or not, and don't look back.
Don't look back. I promise you, don't look back.
Yeah, don't look back.
Don't do yourself like that. I mean, you just do a quick glance, but you just got to make sure you're in the right mood. Your mind is right. You got to make sure all those things are good if you're going to go back and look back, especially if you sell at a certain point. Like, you don't want to, don't do it to yourself. It will hurt sometimes. But again, sometimes if that's how you have to maneuver up to get more items, then by all means, you definitely go ahead and, you do your, I'm not your CPA, but if you have to go in and sell something so that you can start buying more NFTs, by all means, you definitely do that. If that's a game changer for you and your family, you have to do those things, and then you figure out your CPA what you're gonna pay in taxes too. Okay, so again, that's the drips. Those are gonna be good, especially I think if you have these on Nifty Gateway, which I believe, which is where you could have bought. Some of you might have bought those at. You may end up needing to transfer those over to your wallet. So again, you'll have to get those transferred to your wallet. For the artifacts. I'm not for sure 100% for sure on how they're going to do that. If they put out something on that, make sure you're definitely going to move those things out. Okay. Oh, I see some people said thank you so much. My sister's Tiara.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah. Congrats. So people got a ferocious
congrats. Oh, that's right. Yes, congratulations to that.
Congrats. That's good stuff. Really good.
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome. Wow. Okay, remember just again on NBA Top Shot, you want to be over here on NBA Top Shot. If you have not done some of the showcase challenges, make sure you're participating in the showcase challenges. I bought we have bought the whole series of the WNBA. Yes, we have. Because we learned from not buying it the last time when we were investing it very, very early on. But it's a matter of, when you're coming on here and you're completing the challenges, it's definitely some of the things as far as you being able to get the free card. It's like, why not? So again, I think I had the Cool Cats. I got the free card for that. This one I had done. This is for the men's one. I've done some of these before, and I got a free card. I don't even know what the free card was, but I was like, I'll take the free card. So the WNBA, if you have gone on and bought the full sets and so forth, these are, so I got free cards for these. These are some of the ones for the challenges. Go on there and do the doggone challenge. If you have the cards and you're still investing in NBA Top Shot, go on there and do the challenges. Why not? It's really simple. So you can come to the come to the showcase. Mine is already done, so you would simply just click right here, and then it would just give you you'd have your whatever card you have would be right down here on the bottom. And it's just a matter of clicking 5 or 6 different cards. Whichever one card you think is going to be nice, you put those in there, and that bad boy, it uploads it, and you just click save. You get a free card. It's not that hard. Do it. I promise you. That card will pay for a lot of stuff you've already bought.
That's right.
Okay, so that's going to be that one. All right, so we'll talk about the NBA Top Shot a little bit more this evening, too. Let's see, what's this next one? Okay. Floaties. This is one as far as this one, please do some research on this one. I have not fully researched this particular project. I have bought 2. full disclosure, but I'm going to research this project some more. I think it's interesting. Some of the things that they're trying to do with this particular project. It's again, it's another NFT. When people are trying to do new things, you'd be like, okay, that sounds interesting. That might work. I think these right now are I think they're $100 or $200 a piece on some of these. Come on this particular site, do some research. Do some research on this before you invest in this. I was just literally looking at it, skimmed it really quick. Have not had a chance again to go back and say, hey, how many more do I need to buy? Not there yet. But again, I think it's one of those ones. As far as if you hold this for a longer period of time, you get more entitlements on there for that. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so again, on this particular one, do some research before we say, hey, go buy this, buy this, buy this. Don't just do what I just did. You do your own research.
And to add to that a little bit, some people's wallets, they casting fishing like fish nets. They just out there throwing it and see what they get. Some people might need a pole. Be very specific. She is throwing nets sometimes, and are just the artist. So don't always go off of her. Definitely do your research.
No,
Some
she
things
know
do
what she.
look good.
Now, wait a minute. She said that because she know I love to fish. I'm a fishaholic, so I understand. I interpreted what she just said because I will fish all day, every day, all night. Let's be
Oh
real
man,
clear.
got a whole
Because
net.
I figured out a way how to take my portable charger with me, and I can stay on the fishing creek a little longer with my fishing pole, catch the fish, wait, and I can still go on my phone and do some buying and stuff if I need to
She's
buy.
doing
So,
that.
I, yeah,
She's
this one is
casting
like
that.
this one's one of them nets. It's like you just try to catch it, what's going to be there. So again, do some research.
Oh man. Said, I'm over her fishing.
I will never be overfishing. Never,
Oh
never, ever.
man.
I will, man, if I could go fishing today, but I got to teach again to the team, so I can't fish. I'll be scheduling my fishing though. Yeah, I get my fishing fix I do. I'm a fishaholic. Okay, so that's one that you guys want to definitely do. Okay, so we're closing out now because I respect your time. Okay, we did big shout out. We were excited. Our sister on our Twitter feed, we had posted a little bit about. Oh, just go ahead. You can talk about the Bitcoin Angel.
Oh, the Trevor Jones, yes, the
Yeah.
piece. A lot of you might have bought in back in. It's some months ago now. We first got it when they did drop, but the Trevor Jones piece, when you should buy it for $700, you didn't know the utility that was going to be created behind it, and so now you're realizing they've already booked a hotel for the party that you're entitled to. You do have to hold the NFT. You also get a signed limited edition BTC Angel. And so sometimes you'll start calculating, well, how much is this and how much is the trip, and it will the angel sign be worth it? Because Trevor Jones has
Mm-hmm.
definitely sold some very high pieces with his even his Picasso 3D NFT. So this one will entitle you to the party, to the castle party itself. Also get you that signed autograph BTC Angel, and if there's anything else that they want to throw in or add to that, it will also entitle you to that now. They are about I think like $2,200 or $2,500 now currently, so the price has gone up. Not just everybody can probably get into it, and I'm sure people didn't know that they were going to be giving away something to this statue that you'll be able to start going to future events for Trevor Jones, and it was only going to cost you $777.
And he liked our tweet. We were like, whoa, did Trevor like what we posted? We were like, okay, it might really be real.
That's
So
right. The
that's pretty
same with the
exciting.
Artifact team.
Yeah,
Artifact gave us a shout out, and so we
yeah,
just really loving being in the space and trying to educate. And so when we get validated or seeing artists like some of the things we do, we really appreciate it. Even with
really
you
good.
guys, the subscribing, coming to the groups and stuff, and so it's really important for us to be able to be educational and put information out there that's beneficial to not just us and our family, but to other people and their families, so it can be generational wealth and things like that created for those that we know as well.
Yep, very very important. So that was pretty cool. So again, if you remember on our YouTube channel, we do have more people that have been started to subscribe to us. We will continue to start putting out more videos for you all. So make sure if you're on our YouTube channel, hop on there and watch some of the previous recordings that we've done. And then, like I said, we will be putting more things on there, even as far as some educational videos or to help you guys with some of the platforms. So if you have some new family members who are really looking to get started with the NFT space or need some help getting started with some NFT space, definitely send them here. We will have a couple of free trainings coming up too, for some of you guys, especially like if you have family members or kids or anybody who's looking to start investing into the NFT space. We're going to probably have a little bit more of an intimate type. Well, I don't know how intimate it's going to be, depending on how people hop on. But we will probably go on and start talking a little bit more, giving them step by steps. So I know sometimes some of us are like really techie, and some of us really can get it. But sometimes we be get people like, well, how do I sign up? We be like, how do you sign up? You like, you go sign up, but then you understand that there's different age brackets that you're dealing with. So we're trying to make sure we're not boring the people who are very expert at this, and we're also trying to help the people who are new at this, who need the help, so that we can bring them on board to say, hey, not only can you buy NFTs, but now you can also start investing in crypto. So that's the ultimate goal of what we're trying to do, is to help people start making money here so they can eventually come here to where we're currently at, investing in crypto also. So again, we'd love for you guys to either send someone to us. Remember, on our Facebook group is called whatsnfts.com. That's our group on Facebook. So we'd love to have you guys continue to send your family to us on our Facebook group, because again, that's where we're sometimes able to put in some of the drops that we're looking at, or some of the articles that will be beneficial for them to be able to come in and learn a little bit more about NFTs. And so that's all we have for you all this afternoon. Hopefully it has been valuable for you all. We will continue to look for projects for you all to say, hey, these are some of the things that we're keeping an eye on. I think they can be beneficial for you. Not to tell you that we're going to tell you to get into them, but we can definitely kind of say, hey, we've kind of looked at a couple of these things, and then you can do your own research from there to figure out if it's something you want to invest in. So once again, thank you all so much for hopping on with us this afternoon, or this, I don't know what time it is for you, but this afternoon now for us. Once again, thank you so much for hopping on, and we will see y'all. Remember, this evening, we are also on Tuesdays and Thursday at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So Tuesdays and Thursday, we're also on at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so, again, we'll be talking about some flow things and some, I'm going to say, Dr. Seuss things. So that's a little hint of some of the things we're going to be talking about tonight. So don't miss tonight if you can be there at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So once again, you guys have a great afternoon, and thanks for joining us this afternoon. You guys have a good one.
Have a good one.